Hey, What the Suck family. As you may have noticed, we recently switched to Anchor for our podcast hosting needs.
That's right. We were using another site that had us paying $20 a month for services such as unlimited uploading, unlimited hosting, and distribution. Anchor will distribute your podcast to Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, and many more, and they do it all for free.
They make it super easy to create and start your podcast directly from their site. You can record and edit directly on the Anchor website or app directly from your phone.
It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to create your own show. They will even help you find sponsors to fund your project.
Just go to anchor.fm and get started today. There really is no easier way to do it.
Well, anyway, after they wake up from the nap, like I said, Quentin... Fuck. I swear. I'm going to change the name of this thing from What the Suck to Anyway.
What? No! You suck! Oh my
Hello, bitches.
That's how you start a show, motherfucker.
That's right. Welcome back to What the Suck podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Chris. I forgot who I was for a second there, but I'm
God.
back.
Come on, man.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another show.
Episode 21, Blackjack, motherfuckers.
21. We can drink now.
Yeah.
We can have fun. We can
Dangerous.
Can we vote? We can vote. Yeah, we vote at 18, right? That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you can go to strip club at 18.
That's right. All right.
Which is unfortunate.
All right, but we can have a lot of fun now. So
Indeed. Well, today's episode is going to be Cube.
just Cube.
Just Cube.
Ice Cube?
No
Love Ice
V Cube. No Ice Cube. No,
No
no
Borg,
Cubert.
No Borg Cube.
No Borg Cube. Nothing.
All right.
Anyway, Cube is 1997 sci-fi thriller.
Ooh.
Sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
Synopsis reads as such. 7 strangers find themselves imprisoned in a seemingly endless maze filled with deadly traps and must fight to escape despite the odds.
Never tell me the odds.
That's right. Film is directed by Vincent Natali. Natali, you know what I mean?
Hey, you make a good pizza.
Yes, sir.
Come plumb my house. Plumb my bathroom.
That's a good meatball.
This is a fucking racist. Go on.
Shit. All right, here we go. Produced by Mara Mech. That's it. Just Mech. And Betty Orr. Written by Andrei Bachelek.
Nice.
That name
Nice.
sounds familiar.
Nice. Familiar.
Familiar?
Oh, shit. Okay. That's a good pronunciation either way, though.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm coming off the hinges already. Graham Manson and Vincent Natalio.
Oh, so he wrote and directed.
Vincenzo Natali. Starring Nicole DeBoer.
Okay, that's
I'm wondering which
some
one.
of these names, guys. You got to work on them before you create your Hollywood name, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. These are going to be funny. Nikki Nikki Guacamole. What is
Guacamole.
It's Nikki Guadagni. Guadagni?
Guadagni. Yeah, Guadagni.
Okay, now the names get a little more normal here. David Hewitt. I didn't even pronounce it right. It's Hewlett. Jeez.
I thought they were easy.
Andrew
normal.
Miller. This is going to be a serious edit job. Julian Richings. Wayne Robeson. Maurice.
It's Robson.
I don't give a fuck at this point. I just want to get through the credits so we can get out of here. Oh, jeez. Maurice Dean Wint. Where'd he go? Him go that away. Music by Mark Corvin. Cinematography by Derek Rogers. Edited by John Sanders. And the production company is Feature Film Project, Odin Films, Viacom Canada, Ontario Film Development Corporation, Cube Libre, Telefilm Canada, and Harold Greenberg Fund, the
Jesus.
The Harold Greenberg Fund. Distributed by Trimark Pictures. Release date of 9 September 1997. Way to go. Toronto International Film Festival, it says. Okay.
Oh, wow, they put it in the film festival. Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Wow.
Anyway, running time of 90 minutes. That was my first anyway. Damn it.
Market.
Margaret. Country, Canada. A budget of $350,000. And they made $9 million at the damn box office.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
That's actually a good flip.
That is a great flip.
I mean, it would be considered a massive disaster if it was any other movie, but I guess for an off the what do you call it, off the grid horror movie or
or like indie or something,
sci-fi thriller, whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely indie because it went to a film festival.
But see, it's not. It's like I know it said sci-fi, but it's really not sci-fi. It's
more horror.
Well, it's not sci-fi-ish though.
Huh?
It's kind of trippy.
Okay.
But it's not. I wouldn't call it sci-fi. I guess you know what. I'll just shut the fuck up.
How about we just get to review and find out? But first, let's do the.
Let's go to the rating system here.
All right. So, what is our rating system, James?
All right. How we do this, folks? We use an inverted shit scale. In other words, the more shits, the worse it is.
You mean the shit goes up the ass now?
The shit goes back up the ass. Now, here's how it runs down. We got 1 out of 5 shits. That's one you want to keep in your queue. Share it with your friends frequently. And it's so bad it's good. These are the cult classic ones, stuff like that. They're always awesome. They can enjoy them over and over. Then we have 2 out of 5 shits. You're going to watch it with friends, but you want to do something like play a drinking game or some other activity. 3 out of 5 shits. You're going to share it with your friends, but you're going to drink very heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have a little painkiller.
Yep.
4 out of 5 shits. This is where it really starts to get slippery. Literally. Watch it with friends. Share it with friends you don't like. In-laws, people you want to run off, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Forced double dates, things of that nature. And then 5 out of 5 shits. The Fica de la Mater.
Love it.
The top of the shit heap. These are the ones you want to bring out on special occasions. Perhaps you're contemplating suicide and need something to push you over the edge.
Nice. Love it.
That's kind of bad.
Dark. Nice.
That's a little dark. So bad that it's bad. You want to remove it from your memory with a mind-altering substance or, my favorite, the blunt force trauma.
So if you have a friend that you force to watch this and you both want to forget it, just have your friend smack you in the head with a baseball bat really hard.
You know what? Step it up a notch. Go on eBay and find you a Negan baseball bat with the barbed wire and let them just cave your skull in.
Okay, that sounds good.
That works.
All right, so that being said, I guess we can go ahead and get on with the review.
Yeah, because I've had a hard enough time just getting through the credits.
Yeah, no shit.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Cube.
26 rooms high, 26 rooms across.
17,576 rooms.
Does anybody remember how they got here?
Why would they throw innocent people in here? Are we being punished?
There's a way in here, so there's gotta be a way out.
Do you think they'd go to all the trouble to build this thing if we could just walk out?
Take a good long look around. Because I got a feeling it's looking at us.
We have about 3 days without food and water before we're too weak to move.
I just want to wake up.
I looked into a room down there and something almost cut my head off.
Motion detectors integrated into the walls. Tough to spot.
You're not getting out of here.
Yes, we are!
There is no way out of here!
We need to get around the trap.
They're identified by prime numbers.
Figure it out.
I can't!
I'm not dying in a rat maze!
No more talking. No more guessing. You gotta save yourselves from yourselves.
What the hell's going on?
We haven't been moving in circles, the rooms have.
We have the key. The cube is us.
This is a real... I don't even know where to begin, brother. But I think we find ourselves in that position most weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you had a special message for
Yes,
all the
I
listeners.
do.
though,
I
didn't you?
am. I do have something I wanted to talk about real quick before we get into review. Friend of ours, Nikki.
PSA, did it, PSA, POS, piece of shit, PSA, and go.
All right. Anyway, our friend Nikki from Instagram, one of our beloved followers, enlightened me to something today. Sent me something that kind of cracked me up, and it also pissed me off.
Okay.
About the new movie It 2. They said there is a parents group that is trying to have the poster banned because it's giving children nightmares.
What? Are you kidding me? What a bunch of whiny fucking babies.
Fucking pussies. Look, if you can't deal with it, you either don't take your kids to the fucking horror movie for one thing.
Get them off that fucking Call of Duty also.
Yeah.
Just keep them in their basement, make them watch Pokemon, and tell them to shut the fuck up.
That's right.
It's these fucking millennials. That's what it is. They're so fucking whiny. And they're so sensitive.
Now, there's some of them that aren't. But
all of them. Fuck millennials.
Well, there goes part of our listening audience. I'm just kidding.
I love you all too. Don't
Y'all
worry.
got senses of humor. Now deal with it.
No, they really don't actually. Go on.
Okay, well, fuck it. Anyway, well, she told me about that, and I was just like seriously disappointed. But then again, to this point, nothing surprises me anymore about the world.
I mean, it's a poster. I mean, it's a poster with Pennywise, who it wasn't the first one, and these kids didn't see the first one. I mean, what is so fucking scary about? First of all, let me just say this: Pennywise is the worst fucking killer clown in the world. Okay, and that's both versions, both the Tim Curry and Skarsgård one, this new one, because both movies. We're going off a whole different tangent movie here.
Yep.
But both movies, this clown apparently uses fear to help the meat be tastier for these kids.
Yep.
But there are several times in both movies where he scares the shit out of these kids to the point where their meat should be tasty as hell, and he doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Instead, there are other kids who only come across him the first time, get scared, and then he eats them instead.
Yeah.
And obviously, the only reason he doesn't kill these other kids is because they're the main characters of the movie, and they have to keep going through the movie, whatever. Worst killer clown ever.
Yeah.
It sucks. Movies are great, though. Love them. Tim Curry is the man. Love Tim Curry. I'm still going to watch it, but he's a...
Yeah, you can't beat Dr. Frankenfurter in a fucking gutter killing kids. You just got to love it.
You see, when I say Tim Curry, you think, what's that movie again?
Rocky Horror.
Thank you. It escaped my mind because
no problem.
I don't think Tim Curry is that. I think him as either It or the Devil from Legend.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true.
Because he was amazing as the Devil in Legend.
He was
amazing.
He's also he's done several things. A fantastic actor. Now that we've completely gone.
Although let me real quick say his best role to date was the hotel concierge in Home Alone 2.
Yes.
Sorry. Go on.
And to quote,
yes,
this is my favorite line in the whole movie: Cedric, don't count your tips in public.
My favorite is, have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
That's right. Out front, sir.
Yeah.
Limousine and pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Compliments of the Plaza Hotel.
Okay,
all right,
so
now
we
that we've
digress.
Completely fucked up. All right. But Nikki, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it. And it's nice to know we both agree on the fact that young people are just pussies.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
And Nikki, I just want to say thanks for listening. We love you. You're awesome.
All right. Now, moving on to the business at hand.
Yes.
When the movie opens, we see this dude in a gray suit laying on the ground.
Bald dude, looks like a concentration camp survivor.
But what's great is, and that's sad, but it's true. This guy looks really weird. He's really funky looking.
He's emaciated and everything.
What I wanted to think about one time, when I saw the inside of this, I thought about Hellraiser.
Yeah.
And what I thought the inside of the actual Hellraiser puzzle box would look like.
The design looks like it on the inside.
It does.
Yeah.
It does look very trippy, and it's kind of cool. So I'm thinking, maybe we got something going on here.
Maybe there's a crossover coming.
Well, anyway, this dude gets up wearing plain coveralls. He's just kind of stumbling around looking.
Right.
And he opens one of the doors and goes through. And obviously, like I said, by the synopsis, everybody knows, obviously there's things in this thing that can kill people.
Right.
Things in this thing. I love that.
Love it.
Well, the first, kill, as far as I'm concerned, it was predictable. And you knew it was coming when it was happening.
Yeah.
Kind of an intro kill kind of thing.
Yeah, you knew he wasn't going to be in the movie for a long time.
No. he jumps in his room and he's standing there, and then you hear this whoosh. You hear this.
Yeah,
it's like this.
It's real fast.
I mean, it's like high speed, coat hanger being whisked through the wind.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's weird. And then you get if anybody else has seen Ghost Ship and seen the opening scene from Ghost Ship when the line snaps and all the people just slowly slide into half.
Best part of the movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, this might be the best part of this movie.
It also, I think it will be. Yeah, I think it also reminds me of that scene from Resident Evil when they go through that one section of hallway and
with the lasers,
the laser grid. Yep, same thing.
Well, anyway, it cuts this dude into cubelets.
Anybody want some cube steak?
Yeah, and what happens? No thanks.
Okay,
but he slowly starts to fall apart,
All
and
right.
I have to give him props.
Okay.
I have to give him props.
All right.
For once, in quite a while, we have some pretty damn decent blood effects.
Yeah, it was a really good practical effect. Yeah,
but we were soon let down by the completely shitty CGI.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
of the
trap
recoiling.
Yeah,
and it was folding back up for the next victim.
Yeah, the actual trap was terrible.
Which I was like, why did it go up like that? Because it obviously swiped from one end to the other.
Yeah,
and I was just like, good Lord. And as always, we weren't surprised when we start getting introduced to our characters.
To our cast of characters. Let's tell them about the cast of characters, James.
Well, it's nice to know at least that Ali Sheedy found work again. Of course, it's not the Ali Sheedy now. It's the Ali Sheedy of 1980s fame.
For our younger viewers, let's explain who Ali Sheedy is.
She is I guess, what was her character? She was in The Breakfast Club.
She was the outcast.
She was also Johnny Five's girlfriend in Short Circuit.
Yes, great movie.
But she was real twitchy.
Yes.
And very jerky, herky, jerky. Well, this girl in the movie acts just like her.
Yep,
so
sure does.
It reminded me of her instantly.
Yep, absolutely.
And then we have Quentin the douche.
The douche. You mean Chris Brown?
Yeah, Chris Brown.
See if he's bad it.
And then we get Holloway, the doc.
Okay, yeah, who's off her fucking meds.
Oh, and by the way, Ali Sheedy, we'll call her Ali Sheedy, but her character name is Levin for later reference.
Gotcha.
And then we have, Worth.
Worth, who's worthless.
Call him worthless,
Yeah.
absolutely. And what we get to be, once we meet these are it for now. I think they all come together because all of a sudden people are opening doors and running into other people and stuff like that. So they get together and they start their little adventure. And what I'm starting to get here is a possible Saw ripoff. It's kind of like, they're in a cube or something, but I'm kind of getting a booby trap Saw kind of feeling.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yeah.
But it gives that thought of, if you're a thinking person, which when you watch shitty movies, you really shouldn't be, but I like to think and try to figure things out, even when they're total shit.
Yeah.
You told me before, hey, quit trying to put logic to it. But
yeah, it's not good to put logic to a logic.
It gives that
movie.
feeling of there's a mastermind at work here. That there's, I mean, it really does. It's like somebody's in charge of this, because this one creepy fuck Worth, because he keeps looking at him.
Yeah, he's kind of weird.
He keeps looking at him and shit, and you're like, he's entirely too calm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially when shit start happening. Oh yeah, and then we get our boy Ren too.
That's right.
After
Ren.
they gather up, I can't forget Ren.
Ren.
It turns out he's like a prison escapee guy.
Yeah, he was seven
times,
he escapes from.
seven escapes or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. This guy's the Wren.
The what?
He's the Wren. The bird of Attica flew the coop on 6 major prisons.
7.
But you can summarize from the way things are developing that for some reason all these people, they each have talents, so they all have like a purpose. So it's like, are they supposed to work together as a collective unit or what? So I was like, come on now.
So it's almost like a Great Escape vibe because each person in that movie, The Great Escape, with again,
Yes.
old movie that people probably haven't seen, Steve McQueen, great movie based on actual events. They all have their individual strengths.
Yes.
That they all come together to help them escape from a horrible situation.
And then what we have is apparently Ren, he's an escape artist.
Right.
He apparently possesses all this knowledge of sensors and different things and traps and mechanisms. And
right.
He has like a technical knowledge, and they start to question him. How the hell you know so much? Blah, blah, blah.
But that doesn't really last very long, does it?
No, it doesn't.
What happens, James?
Well, the motherfucker's using boots and he's trying to set off traps. So he throws it in one room. Yeah, the torches go off and melt the boot. Fine, whatever. But then he throws it in another room and he says, hey, I'm safe. So he jumps in the room. I'm good. But then we get this thing and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Turns aside, you hear this clicking noise, and then he gets the money shot right in the damn face.
Right in the noggin.
He gets a nice face full of what apparently, I guess, is hydrochloric or sulfuric acid.
Yep.
Comes crawling back through the thing, and he's got his face is all bloody. Not too horrible at first.
It's funny how all the gore are practical effects, which makes sense because at least in the 90s, it's easy to do, and all the traps are CGI.
Yes.
It's like they didn't want to take the time to create the traps physically there, so they just tried to use CGI. But it's that terrible, shitty 90s CGI.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because, CGI wasn't very well developed in the 90s.
No.
It just started coming out and stuff. So what you get is this very blocked, herky-jerky shit. And there's no smooth motion, no nothing. So it's really shitty.
I mean, this is what 97 you said?
I believe this is 95 or 97. You're 97? Right, 97. Yep.
So it's 5... Fuck, what's my math? 4 years after Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And Jurassic Park still holds up today with amazing special effects.
Absolutely.
This movie did not hold up 4 days after it came out with the special effects.
Well, I did like the way the cube was arranged, though, because it reminded me of a bunch of stacked Ronco Pizza Magic ovens, because there's like all these fucking doors and shit.
Yeah, but those are practical effects. I mean, practical effects always stand up to test of time. I mean,
they do.
That's why the original Star Wars trilogy looks so good, because of all the practical effects.
Practical fucking effects. Yeah, when they went to CGI and shit, everything was just ridiculous.
Fuck you, George Lucas.
But we get back to our characters, and they're coming unhinged, and as they're trying to learn each other, the acting,
it's really bad. I mean, it's very forced.
Especially
by Chris Brown. It's so forced by Chris Brown.
Yeah, and it just gets worse, guys.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, the acting to me so far is killing this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's the worst part of the movie.
The effects are great, but it's completely offset by this ridiculous cadre of douchebags that can't act their way out of a paper bag. It's fucking ridiculous.
Or a cardboard box cube.
And as Dr. Douche, as I like to call her anyway, she's suffering from a serious fucking breakdown of some sort. She's just all fucking strung out and shit. Guess the bitch just needs some dick or something. She's got to calm the fuck down. I mean, she's absolutely off the hinges, and she's questioning everybody. She's wide-eyed and twitchy. I'm trying to think of, no, because if I make that reference, nobody will ever understand.
Just make it anyway. Who gives a shit?
Okay. If anybody ever saw the movie DC Cab.
Nobody saw that movie.
So I'm telling there
Make
you
it
go.
anyway. Make it anyway. People can go look it up. That's what millennials do. They hear something. They hear about something they haven't seen before. They go look it up and they watch it, and then they make it their own.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, go watch DC Cab, and if you watch The Kidnappers, the way the female kidnapper was acting about 3/4 of the way through the movie is exactly how this bitch was acting.
Gotcha.
Both annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
I know it's totally off the grid, too bad.
But all I can say is Mr. T.
Yep. But it does, like I said, it has the Saw feel, to me, the whole Jigsaw, mind fuck.
Well, so I mean, at this point, they've gone, they've gone through a bunch of different cubes, and so they're trying to figure out their way through the cube, much like a fucking hamster through a maze and shit.
That's true.
And at one point, the Ali Sheedy character, Levin or whatever fucking name is. Levin. She's so look, we didn't even talk about the characters. So Chris Brown, Quentin is a cop.
He's a cop.
Worth is just worthless.
He's worthless because they don't even say what he is. He's just a bag of bones.
You mentioned that the crazy bitch is a doctor.
Yep.
Levin is
Holloway.
Holloway is a
doctor.
Holloway. Levin is a student, but she's also a mathematician student. And then Ren, who was in it shortly, was a escape artist.
He was obviously a felon of some sort and escape artist.
And then eventually come across a guy with I don't want to say Down. It's not Down syndrome. He has autism. Thank you. Yes, he's autistic. But Levin realizes that there's some sort of code because in between the cubes, there's these short little hallways.
Yes.
Like not even hallways. They're more like what are those?
This is a hatch.
Like a hatch. Thank you.
It's like a hatch on a ship.
Yeah.
It's, you open one door and there's a short gangway you go through. Boom.
And each hatch has numbers in it, and she realizes she decodes that the hatch numbers that are non-prime numbers
safe.
Lead to rooms that are safe.
That's right. Yeah, and the prime numbers, she thinks, are the ones that
have the
kill a motherfucker.
Prime numbers. I can't believe I didn't see it before.
See what?
It seems like if any of these numbers are prime, then the room is trapped.
Right. And so that works for a while. But as they're doing this, I catch glimpses of Saw inspiration, but I also feel like this is like a ripoff of, I have to check the date of when it came out, but Alien 4.
Really?
Yeah, because you know how
that's right.
She's on a prison planet.
Yep.
And they're going from like section to section trying to outrun the aliens.
That's true. And it keeps reconfiguring itself, just like in Alien versus Predator.
Right.
And another one is 13 Ghosts. If anybody ever seen 13 Ghosts,
13 Ghosts.
The house just keeps fucking changing shape every hour on the hour or something.
Yeah.
So it throws shit off.
Dark City. Dark City, same way.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I'm getting, and plus they're prisoners. They're in prisoner garb. So I'm getting hints of Saw, of Alien 3, a little bit of Hellraiser because it's a cube, and like the design of the walls are very Hellraiser-ish looking.
Yes. And it's cool. And that's what pisses me off about the fact that the acting is so poor to this point, because it could have been a kick-ass movie. But then again, if it was a kick-ass movie, would it be on What the Suck?
No,
fuck
no.
We
would have watched it. Actually had a good time with the motherfucker.
Hell to the no. Well, anyway, like you said, it seems like these motherfuckers.
I think that was number 25, by the way. But yeah, go on.
I need a shot collar. I'm gonna get that goddamn
collar.
Either that or the outburst buzzer. And every time I say some shit, I'm gonna have Ducky hit the button. Anyway, what did they go? Fuck! Really?
You can't go 5 seconds without saying anyway.
And as it would be,
you can't think of another leeway.
During their conversation,
perfect. That's perfect. That is perfect.
It is discovered that Worth somehow was responsible for building part of this, but he had no idea of the greater plan. He was hired to do
the outer shell,
or at least draw up a design for the outer shell, but didn't actually construct it.
Right.
But he must have done a piss poor job, or his math was wrong or something, because they end up throwing this motherfucker in there too.
No, they just did that so that he would not be able to tell anybody about it. So this actually draws a lot of inspiration from H.H. Holmes, the serial killer, because he constructed his murder castle or hotel in Chicago, and he had different contractors and different workers work on different parts without telling them what they were contributing to.
This is true.
But he wouldn't kill the contractors. He would just have them build it, and then they would take off whatever. But this is very similar
because nobody knew enough of it to be able to give them away to whoever.
Right, what they were doing. They thought they were making weird rooms or different passageways. But this guy is like this. He's one of those contractors. He created the blueprint for the outer shell, and then they locked his ass inside.
Apparently he saw too much.
And he's an idiot.
He's a fuck. Okay, so Worthless, during their conversation, reveals that there's no master plan, so it kind of foils my theory. When he reveals that there is no master plan, this is just a huge, useless thing, and apparently people get thrown in it for the fuck of it.
Right.
I mean, because each of them has a small story.
Right.
I know it's farther back, but unfortunately I missed that. They each have a little origin of, or a little story about how they got in here,
or how they think they got in.
Oh, they think they got in here.
Because the thing is, they're all dressed in these gray coveralls.
Yes,
but none of them are criminals. Like, he's a cop, she's a student. They said they did nothing wrong.
Yep.
But then again, the people in Saw said they did nothing wrong either. But then it came out later that they all contributed to the death of Jigsaw's wife, or whatever. Anyway, go on. But yeah, you're right. So they have the history back there, but there's no master plan. Like, there's no conglomerate.
This may be hard for you to understand, but there is no conspiracy. Nobody is in charge. It's a headless blunder operating under the illusion of a master plan. Can you grasp that? Big Brother is not watching you.
Sticking people in this thing.
Yeah, so basically I said basically this time. I'll take it.
Okay.
No mastermind, just a useless thing, basically, is how I put it. And it's kind of like this movie. There's no master plan to any part of this movie so far.
No, there's not.
We begin to notice our boy Quentin, though. See, watching this guy develop as the movie goes along, he becomes increasingly more agitated and aggravating looking. He has a look on his face like he is going through a non-stop prostate exam. Not just a finger either, the whole fist.
No, the whole fist. He's getting the 5-finger discount, baby.
5-finger discount with the sandpaper glove.
There
man.
you go.
He's just getting ring. But
ouch.
He just has this ridiculous look, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And the acting just keeps going downhill. So, I'm already giving part of my ending review.
Yeah.
But I don't care at this point because I need something to talk about because can't talk about the acting because it sucks.
Once you say that it sucks, it sucks.
And then when they start talking, they go for several minutes between anything of interest happening.
Yeah.
We finally get to a commercial on Tubi. Thank God.
Yeah, so Tubi.
I'd rather listen to a Massengale douche commercial than watch another minute of Quentin's fucking bullshit acting.
So you'd rather see actual douche than watch 5 douches on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how bad this movie is.
It's fucking horrible.
I mean, at this point, it was going interesting until like.
I love it when everything when the sentences begin with.
At this point, yeah.
You know,
but like, you know, I start losing interest because I don't give a shit about how many rooms they go into.
Yeah,
and that's,
exactly.
That's the thing. Like the guy, the Worthless who created the blueprint, he lets them know what the dimensions for the cube were that he created. So the mathematician, using her brain or whatever, decides that there's something like 17,000 cubes housed within the main structure.
Who gives a fuck? Who wants to do math? I want to see death.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the scientific end of it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's boring. We don't, we want shitty movies that you can rip on, but unfortunately this, it's so fucking boring. Goes way too far between any kind of action sequence, and it starts to make it hard to watch, because you want more content, you want stupid shit you can laugh at. That's our whole point. And unfortunately, to this point, they have not really produced enough good stuff. The scenery only does so much for
right.
The practical effects were far between.
And once she mentioned that there were something like 17,000 cubes housed within the structure, I thought, fuck me, they're going to go through all 17,000 in this movie. It's going to be 90 minutes. Every minute's another fucking cube. And they're going to go through 17. But the funny thing is, every cube is a different color. But you see the same 8 basic colors throughout the cubes they've gone through at this point. And you've only seen about 5 of the traps. And they're not very creative. They're horribly CGI done. Yep. They all look like traps you've seen from other movies up to this point. And so nothing so far has held my interest other than the fact that Chris Brown lookalike dude looks like he's getting the 5-finger discount up his butthole.
That's about it. And everybody else has stupid looks on his face. Worthless just sits there with a blank stare.
Yeah.
And the other twitchy fuckers just kind of move around. And the autistic guy makes these annoying... he plays a good part.
He plays like he would supposed to play, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hollywood, stereotype of what they consider autistic, because there's so many different spectrums. But this is the Hollywood
all kinds
autistic.
of random movement and weird noises and stuff like that, and freaks out. But apparently his part is something to do with the colors of the rooms, that he's figured out certain colors of rooms.
He likes certain colors he's determined that certain colors are safe.
Yeah, and Holloway basically adopts him because she is a doctor.
She's a doctor, so she feels like she knows how to.
I guess that's what her part was, because she really didn't serve no other purpose up to this point other than annoy the fuck out of me.
No, she talks about dying of starvation.
And somebody stole her amethyst.
Oh my god!
The way just
fucking
pathetic.
Hippie.
Pathetic. After the Tubi commercial, though, after it came back.
Oh, the commercial, yeah.
And we recovered. I was like, oh my god, no. Send me another commercial. Insurance commercial, anything.
Anything besides the movie.
But we get to another room, blue-colored room, and they're all looking down this time. I guess they're going to have to go through the floor this time.
Okay.
And when they open the door, nothing happens. But then somebody makes a noise.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the autistic guy.
Yeah,
he makes a noise, and all of a sudden, this horribly done...
just
spider web
spikes come at it.
Spikes
every wall.
It's crazy. It's all intertwined, and you're like, "What in the fuck is this?" So it's obviously sound activated room.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid as fuck. And what made me laugh is they're outside the room. They're safe. It's sound activated, yet he's fucking whispering.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
up
yeah.
there, it's sound activated. And you're like, motherfucker,
shh, don't make a
why
sound.
are you whispering?
You're not in that room.
But that's Quentin. He's a dumbass.
Yeah, he is a dumbass.
And all I'm hoping to this point is someone will just like fall down, or they'll get in the room and like fart and die, because nobody has
Death
fucking
by
died.
fart.
Nobody's died in a while. So we need some death here to offset the extreme boredom we are currently suffering.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping somebody would have pushed Quentin into that room and just killed him off. But Death by Fart, I think I saw that in ABC's of Death.
Yeah, we did.
That was good. That was fun, guys. Go watch that one. That one's good.
That might be on our show one day.
No, it's too good for that.
So they proceed into the noise trap. The autistic dude, who hasn't shut up for like 40 minutes straight, manages somehow to stay dead silent. Did you notice that? While they were they were climbing through the rafters to get to another door, because they found out, like I said, the doors don't trigger the stupid CGI
Yeah.
killer net or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Right.
But voices, whispers, farts, whatever would set it off. So anyway, they do and there I go with anyway again.
Yeah, so the scene is actually kind of tense. I mean, not that I don't care about whether any of the characters live or not, but it's still pretty tense because it's completely quiet and you have to be quiet because you set up the trap. But like, because the cube they're going into is below the cube they're in now, so they have to climb down through the hatch and then jungle gym their way across to the next manhole cover or whatever. And it's pretty tense because it's a quiet, it's like that whole quiet drop down scene from the first Mission Impossible.
Yes.
But sucky.
But
shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shitty.
Very suck. Well, anyway, they managed to get across.
Yes.
They do manage to get across. And in the process, let's see, what is it? What do they do with, we found out his name finally. I was sitting here trying to think.
Kazam.
So I'm going to nickname him Alakazam for the rest of the way.
So he goes at so they drop down and they take the quickest route to get to the next door. He ends up actually going the other way across the other side of the cube. And as he's walking towards the door, his foot cuff gets caught on the handle of the manhole cover from below. So the good doctor has to help to get him out of it, to steer him back so that they can get out of the room without being killed.
And then the last fuck to go through is Quentin. And what's funny is we almost get what we want.
Yes, almost.
Almost, because right as Quentin's getting ready to come down the fucking hole, Alakazam lets out a noise, and it sets it off, and he pulls himself back in.
Just in time, unfortunately.
Just in time, damn it. Finally gets across. They're together on the other side, and more useless dialogue. I mean, I guess I can't put it any better than that.
Yeah.
This was a boring part. This is one of those boring parts that's really bad. It just slows down to a crawl. Nothing's happening until Quentin confirmed my theory. Because remember, I told everybody old Doc Holloway. Holy shit. I just put that together a little bit.
Doc Holloway.
As in Holiday, Holloway.
Oh, I see.
I was like, no, but I don't want to insult Doc Holliday that way.
Let's not do that.
But anyway, he confirmed my theory that Holloway needs a penile injection. And they commence in this destructive, non-PC, horrible insult thing. And they're talking about each other's mothers and kids. And that's why your wife left you. And,
I thought it was a Def Comedy Jam for a second.
It was fucked up. Yeah. What is it? Wild and Out?
Wild and Out, son.
All they do is fuck with each other. Yeah.
What?
Proceeding forth.
That's great. I love it. Okay.
Quentin hauls off and slaps the bitch. Has enough. Lets her have it. Kablap.
He goes full on Chris Brown, thinking she's Rihanna.
That's it. And that pretty much ends the argument. Then they start quivering around. He's getting nervous eyes. They're wondering what to do.
At this point, he's just full on insane.
Yeah,
he's lost his damn mind.
And it's pisses you off to look at the guy.
Yeah, you just want him to end.
Yeah, if I could have gotten in the cube and killed him myself, I would have done it.
Hell yeah.
Finally, they get to an outside hatch. They figure their way out.
Which is amazing, by the way. I mean,
which is great.
Yeah.
Because it turns out Alakazam can factor the numbers that they're reading on the hatches now.
Yeah.
And he
Kinda-
breaks it down. See, her getting them through about the first half with the prime number.
She was partially right with her theory.
With the prime number theory, but then that falls apart.
Yeah.
And then he takes over with the whole factoring thing.
Right. And he's able to...
He's able to decipher the combinations and get them through safely. So they do finally get to an outside room, and they open it up, and all I could think of is the scene from Die Hard when he's in the damn AC vent down that giant shaft, because it's like a skyscraper inside a skyscraper. It's pitch black, and you can see nothing but openings all the fucking way up. And it's all illuminated, so all these doors are open somewhere.
Yep.
Which is stupid, because they had to open a fucking door to get out there. So why are all the other doors open?
Yeah. Well, it makes no
I guess
sense.
it's just for effect. Stupid.
Yeah, we got our next kill, though.
So, yeah, we did get a nice kill because they build a rope out of their clothes.
Yep.
And they lower Doc Holloway down
to try to see
if she can get across, and she can't. So
can't
she
go
almost
anywhere.
She can't go anywhere. It's deep. There's no ground, Monty.
There's a ground.
But we do figure out, like I said, at least now we know just how big this fucking thing is they're dealing with. So this is the part I like to call, what's up, Doc? Not you, because they end up dropping the rope, and Quentin, for some fucking reason, grabs the rope to save her. She climbs back up, gets to where he grabs her hand, and then he gives her a real fuck you look, and then just fucking drops her.
Drops her ass, yeah.
I'm sitting there going, why even bother catching the damn rope if you were just going to drop her in the first place? But then we couldn't have got that award-winning fuck you face.
Yeah, I mean, for your consideration...
After Holloway bites the dust.
Bites the dust.
That's right. Now we end up in a room, and they're all sitting there. They're in a safe room, of course. Nothing's happening. And they decide to take a fucking nap for some reason.
Yeah, and this is where we get another scene, which something we didn't touch upon before. We get a scene of the really, really shitty 90s editing techniques in which they do a lot of fades in, a lot of fade outs. They do these stretchy effects,
those lens
filters,
distortions,
distortions to make it seem all artsy and kind of weird, and try to get the spook factor up. And really, it's just fucking annoying.
Makes me car sick.
Yes.
I don't like looking at it. It makes me nauseous. After they wake up, Quentin, is losing it.
Oh my god, he's lost his shit.
Levin is in the corner quivering and calling him a fucking murderer.
Well, you forgot that he like, while they're still sleeping, his ass wakes up, grabs Levin, picks her up, and takes her into another room.
That's true, he does. He opens up, takes another room.
Real creepy shit.
Yes, stalker much. Whatever.
Tells her that it's got to be the two of them.
Yeah.
That the other two, Worth and Gazam, are traps. They're gonna slow him down. They're gonna keep him. They're gonna kill him by slow him down. They're gonna slow him down, and they're gonna end up dead. And so they're traps. And so it's just gonna be him and her. That's it.
Yep. So he does what I call the Joe Biden. He's sitting there talking to her. Then he very creepily kind of moves up behind her, and he's like grabbing on her neck and getting all close and shit.
Yeah, he's being real.
So that was a little fucked.
Being a real uncle right there.
Now, my favorite part of the movie: 30 minutes of sheer boredom at this point, and a few non-politically correct comments, because we got to remember this is 95. So a few terms were thrown around. He actually calls Kazam a retard, which is not that's unacceptable. That was just one of the things, and it was just droning on forever and ever. And finally, we realized that the math that they're using, for one thing, is way too advanced. I don't know how the hell they figured this shit out, but I'm sick of them trying to teach us.
I gotta say, when I heard about a movie called The Cube, and it has something to do with some sort of sci-fi or horror or prison, the last thing I expected was to have to wrap my head around some fucking math.
Exactly.
I did not go into the same thing. I need a calculator and my fucking calculus books from like college and shit.
Yep.
That is not something I want to see in my sci-fi / horror / thriller / piece of shit movie.
That is when I expected James Darrell Edwards to come in there and pop her in the fucking forehead, because she's way, she's way too advanced. So I thought, old MIB's going to come in there and pop her ass in the forehead. Turns out the advanced math that they're using, it turns out that Alakazam is actually like a Rain Man, and actually starts.
Idiot
I
savant.
think I touched on that already.
Yeah, he's an idiot savant.
Okay, then there's a scene where they go after they, figured out. They get through another room.
There's
and
like,
then
there's
they
like a
ditch.
montage of scenes where, because they figured out that he can give the factors of a number,
Yeah.
so they can figure out exactly with pinpoint accuracy which ones are safe. So there's a montage of them going through the rooms just real
Exactly.
fast, because she also realized that one of the rooms they were in had a factor of 27, and she realized that there should only be 26 rows or 26 cubes per row, so 27 should not be in there. Then she realized 27 is where the bridge is at to get out. So
Yes.
using her idea and Kazam as pulling up the factors, they were able to safely make their way to the main room. But along the way, what's his face Worth decides to
Yes.
get rid of.
He catches fucking Quentin's head in the door.
Yeah, he catches in the door and starts holding him back as they keep going forward.
And then they run through another door and lock his ass out. And then they take off and ditch his ass.
Yeah, and then he comes through and they form a trap. And as he's running through, Worth drops the floor on him and he falls through to another room.
Click.
Blood come out the head, thinking he's dead. And then they make it back to a room that's actually the original room that they were in when they started.
And which is annoying as fuck, because then they're just, they're going around in a circle, blah, blah, blah. We've wasted an hour and a half.
Yeah, they could have just stayed the fuck there.
So they crack the door, the light comes on, and all of a sudden she gets ready to walk out. She's smiling, everybody's happy. Oh, they're free. And all of a sudden, thwack, right in the back.
Stab.
Here he comes. Fucking crazy Quentin.
Backstabbing motherfucking Chris Brown.
Bitch ass punk. Anyway, he stabs her, lifts her up, drops her on the ground. She dead.
Dead.
Levin's out.
Dead. Done.
So the mathematician's dead. Then he stabs Worth again.
Yeah, because Worth and him start fighting.
Worth is already fucked up.
Yeah,
But he stabs him again, leaves him for dead. Then he goes out.
Kazam gets out of the room.
That's right.
And then Chris Brown tries to get out. And when he
sticks his fucking legs
halfway
out.
through, he grabs Kazam's shirt to like pull him back in or something. But while it's happening, Worth is grabbing his
That's
leg.
right. He tries to go get Kazam,
Mhm.
and then while he's pulling,
Worth is holding
manages
onto
to
his
get to his
leg.
feet and holds onto his leg, and then here
Right.
comes the moving room that they were waiting for,
Exactly.
and smears him on the fucking wall.
Yep.
Which is awesome in its
Very
concept,
satisfying.
but in its visual, it's satisfying death, but very disappointing in its effects. The CGI,
Yeah.
very, very poor blood effect on the wall, and there weren't even any skin chunks.
Yeah, too bad you don't get to see the.
Usually it's like some skin chunks all glued to the wall and shit and smeared, but no.
Yeah, I would love to have seen him being smeared across that wall.
No, it just squeegeed his ass clean off the fucking wall and he's gone. So
That's
everybody's dead except Kazam, who's now standing in this brightly lit doorway.
and he walks
And
through.
he walks out. A very senseless and very disappointing ending. There's no explanation. There wasn't even an exposition dump in this movie.
No, there really wasn't.
They kind of talked about a few things, but
Yeah.
it was very largely just a very pointless piece of shit.
And while I'm not a fan of the Saw movies because I don't really enjoy torture porn because it's boring to me. At least the interactions in Saw between the characters had actually had interesting dialogue.
But that was also a masterfully done puzzle, the Jigsaw movies. I mean, no pun intended to the title, but you know what I mean? It was very well thought out, and how they crossed over those episodes with each other and the way they interacted, and they were able to go back into other parts of movies and pull something into them.
Right, and
the
like a whole
sequels and shit.
overarching like theme and,
It was
like
crazy.
story.
That was
I
crazy
thought the
deep.
first two were okay, but after that, I thought the traps were
It started
kind
getting
of
stupid
redundant.
after that.
But like the talk between like Carrie Elways and then the other guy, in the first one was interesting. I
You
mean,
notice we're going to something worth talking to.
yeah, but like the conversation between these characters are so fucking just boring and non-existent. Just no.
I don't even like to use mind numbing. The dialogue was actually frustrating.
Yeah,
you want to enjoy. Like I said, you want to enjoy these, but it was just too much. It was just too much to take. So movie's over.
The only thing that I think to me would probably maybe has saved the movie is if the ending had done a sort of Saw / Usual Suspects ending where
something.
Kazam whole time he's been playing the autistic person and he makes it out, and after the cube leaves and as he's getting ready to walk away, he completely stops all of his autistic mannerisms and he Kaiser Soze's it, and he's just a normal person. He ends up he is the architect, and he's the one putting people again. Saw, Usual Suspects. He's the one putting people in there, and he's putting himself in the experiment to see who can survive and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And he drops all of his autistic mannerisms. He goes back to being just a normal person, and then he just maybe utters a line like "every time" or "another failed experiment," and then walks off. That would have been cool.
That would have been awesome.
That'd
Like,
been awesome.
like all of a sudden his facial expression changed. He's the only one, like you say, yeah.
Right, he drops all his mannerisms,
And then walks
and
away.
he just walks away. He says something like that, and to me, that would have saved the movie because I wouldn't have seen it coming. Even though it would have been a Saw and Usual Suspects ripoff, it still would have been something actually cool to end the movie on. But it didn't. He just walks into the light, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. That's it.
But at least they didn't kill him.
Unless you watch the sequel, but I'm not watching the fucking sequel.
No.
No.
I am not watching the sequel. Fuck that. I ain't taking that chance again.
Fuck
then again, if we run out of material 16 years down the line and we don't have any more shitty horror movies to watch, I'll be like 80 years old and I'll be like, fuck this.
I still ain't watching it.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
I will watch Pokemon before I watch that shit.
Yep. Quick summarization for me. Movies suck balls.
That's good. That's good.
Granted, it goes with the theme. Acting, pathetic. I think this is literally the worst acting of any of the movies we've seen, including Murder Party.
That's saying something.
And that is saying something because Murder Party's acting was hideous. But at least it had some redeeming fun qualities.
Yeah.
The direction, horrible because apparently he was either on vacation or at lunch most of the shoot.
Probably.
Because he wasn't telling these people, you're overdoing it, you're being ridiculous. The story, I love the story. I did love the story and the script. The dialogue would have been better if it was better acted. The wording was not bad. The actual dialogue was,
the actual script,
was good.
Dialogue, yeah.
But it was delivered very poorly. Effects, CGI was shit. Practical effects were awesome.
They're great, yeah.
I'm sorry. They were really good.
Yeah.
And what else I got left? See, look, I'm just drifting off.
That's it.
So I'm going, because of the saving factor of the blood effects, I'm going 4 turds on this one, but a very strong 4 turds and a couple of pebbles because the acting almost pushed me to 5 shits. But at least this one, that's the one, 4 turds. Share it with people you don't like.
Yeah.
Because they'll damn sure suffer.
Yeah.
I don't even know if drinking will help this one. That's my rundown. I'm tired of talking about this shit. It's all you. What do you got, bro?
Shit. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the movie was okay at the beginning as far as the inception and what the story idea was. The characters, I didn't care for a single one of them. But as the entering and exiting cubes dragged on, and it unfortunately suffered from far more safe cubes than trap cubes, and then the few trap cubes they have weren't very inventive. I mean, I've seen them before in tons of other movies, and so it just got boring. I didn't care what next cube they went to, and then they had like 5 colors of the cube, so that didn't even. And the designs for all 17,000 cubes apparently are the exact same in each one.
Yeah. Which
would make sense if you're trying to confuse the people in them, but then they only use like 5 colors, so you can at least have some sort of idea that you're not in the same cube you were before.
You know what? Now I think about, were they the prime colors or were they? Because it was red, blue. Nope. Because we had green. It's like
green.
Color.
Yeah. So.
Never mind that theory.
Yeah.
So you look at me trying to math that.
You're
shit.
trying to add logic to a non-logical
Stop
movie.
It, James.
Yeah. It was okay. It was after a while it just got kind of boring. I was just kind of waiting for it to end so that, like I said, I was hoping it would have that redeeming factor at the end. It didn't. I do not care to see this movie again.
Yeah, even though I gave it 4, yeah, that's it.
I think I need to go smoke this out of my head. So that means I'm going to go with a 5 out of 5.
You're going 5, man.
Fecal de la matter.
You know what? I was like I said, I was almost there with you.
Yeah.
But there was a few small factors that put it back into the 4 category for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it still completely sucked. Although, and it was, like I said, this movie was eminently qualified to be part of this show.
Yeah.
Because this is one when you try this, you'd rip the. When you guys watch this, you'll rip it to shit.
Yeah. Even the great well, I don't want to say great. That's giving too much credit. Even the even the adequate practical effects, of which there were very few, weren't enough to bring it up to a 4 for me, because of the fact that it weren't enough, and because of the fact that the traps weren't enough of the traps, and the ones that there weren't that all that original. So
yeah, they weren't that inventive.
No, they weren't. They were not.
You know, the CGI spikes. I mean, we've seen that a billion times in movies. Spikes out of movies and shit. So
yeah,
fuck them. You know, fuck this whole movie. Inside
right
out,
up the asshole.
No, right up,
five fingers.
No, right up Quentin's there. That's right.
Right up Quentin's Main Street. That's right. All right, James. That being said, what do we do next? Oh yeah, where can they find us?
What do we do next? Yeah, no shit. Where do you go from here?
Yeah, shit.
Well, since we've gotten on Buzzsprout now, you can basically go to Bugsprout.
It's a Bug's Life.
This is probably going to end up in the gag reel.
Yep.
Anyway. Fuck. I did it again. Had to get it.
I didn't even notice.
You know what it is? It's like any other shit. It's like a buzzer that goes off constantly, or it's like the tape at Chuck E. Cheese that loops around the same shit every hour on the hour.
You could have gone past it, and I wouldn't even notice. I didn't even notice it.
But I did. They can find us on Buzzsprout now. We just recently got a membership on there, so we are now pretty much anywhere on any one of your favorite podcast apps. Just check out What the Suck Podcast. Our primary one was CastBox. We're on iTunes, Podbean,
Google Podcasts.
Spotify.
Spotify is the main one too. But and then we are also on what social media again?
We are on the Big Three Evil.
The
three evils. Yes, the three-headed dragon.
Yes,
King Ghidorah.
Ghidorah.
However you want to pronounce it. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And look under What the Suck, and you can
find
us there.
What the Suck Podcast. Yeah, if you do a search, What the Suck should bring it up. But if you have to, you can put the underscores between the words on Instagram and Twitter. Bring it up faster. Facebook, straight up What the Suck.
So, you hear that. Go find us on whatever podcast app you like or podcast service. I do know that you can also listen to us through Alexa if you have an Amazon Alexa or Echo as they're called. Go like us, go subscribe, go rate any of our episodes or all of our episodes, go leave reviews, tell us if you like our review, tell us if you thought our review of the movie was complete bullshit because you like the movie. Whatever it is, tell us. We want to hear it. We love feedback. We love to hear that you guys are listening. We love to hear what you guys think about what we think about the movies. Go and like us on Facebook.
Go share the misery, guys.
Follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter. Share the misery. Share it with your friends. Share it with
That's right.
And since these are shitty movies, you can share it with your friends, with your ex-friends, with your ex-girlfriend, ex-girlfriend's friends, your ex-maybe mom-in-law. All these bitches you don't like, share it with them.
Please.
So, yeah. And if you have any requests for movies you want us to watch and review, send us a message on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and we'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, it's our point. We're going to be doing this a long time, and we always want to be evolving. We want to get better, do things different, keep it fresh. We don't want to be too, we don't want to get repetitive like a lot of shows seem to do.
And don't worry, there's no movie out there that is too shitty that we will not watch.
That is true.
If you think you have a movie that's really bad, but you're afraid because it's really, really bad, I dare you, motherfucker, to send me that. All right, well, this was a lot of fun. Again, another great episode, another great movie. Or not really great, but it's a movie at some point.
I want to buy some TV bricks so we can throw some shit.
All right, so until next time, I'm Chris.
And I'm James. And if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
And we'll see y'all at the next Suckfest.